911 malfunction raising a lot of questions across our state tonight.
Yeah, what made that system go down and how did that impact response time? Our Bob Wilson live in Hartford tonight with those answers. Good evening, Bob.
Well, good evening, and I can tell you right away, State Police Lieutenant J. Paul Vance said it did not impact any of the callers, anyone getting 911. It was a seamless switch over to the backup, but it is raising some questions by the Connecticut State Police Union. It happened Wednesday afternoon. State police say their AT&T phone line that handles all the 911 calls had problems and had to be taken offline for 36 minutes. State police say the backup system worked perfectly and all the 911 calls were rerouted to the Litchfield Dispatch Center. The Connecticut State Police Union says it stresses the system.
Where there are only 4 people answering routine calls and 911 calls for Troop B, L, and A. So now, on top of their routine calls and 911 calls, you had all 4 troops' 911 calls going to Litchfield.
The union says dispatch consolidation is at the core of the problem. Over the last year, each barracks used to have its own dispatch center. But now there are regional call centers, and when one of those goes down, a greater workload is shifted onto a fewer dispatchers.
Experience and time delay with the call takers can cost people their lives. And what's happening, no fault of the dispatchers, is that they don't have the experience to ask the right questions.
Now, a big problem, says the Connecticut State Police Union, is that here at Troop K in Colchester, all of the guts have been ripped out inside of the dispatch center, and the tower no longer functions properly. They say, so when Troop C goes down, they can't use Troop K as a backup. All of those calls do have to be transferred across to the other side of the state, and the dispatchers there, they claim, are overworked and overwhelmed by those calls. And the problem is they don't know the area as well as dispatchers on this side of the state.
The bottom line is that there is only one open dispatch for 4 troops, which is kind of unacceptable.
State Rep Orange is from the 48th District, and she was at the State Police Union news conference to lend her support because they closed Troop K to the public after regular business hours.
This consolidation is putting my constituency and the troopers at risk.
State police claim the malfunction was an AT&T problem. Spokesman Lieutenant J. Paul Vance says, quote, the issue had nothing to do with the consolidation. Recent claims to the contrary are factually wrong and purposefully misleading. And Lieutenant Vance goes on to say that the problem was, they believe, an AT&T phone card. It was replaced, and never did the 911 call system not work. I'm Bob Wilson, reporting live in Hartford, News 8.